Hi everyone, this is Felicia Brown with One Concept Radio, where I'm getting to know experts and educators from the massage, chiropractic, acupuncture, and spa professions. Today, I'm truly honored to be here with Fab Mancini. Dr. Fab Mancini is a health and wellness expert and the author of the international bestseller, The Power of Self-Healing. He has been featured in shows like Dr. Phil, The Doctors, CNN, Fox, ABC, and so on, and has his weekly radio show, Self-Healing with Dr. Fab, at HeyHouseRadio.com. Welcome, Fab.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Felicia.
Well, it is truly my pleasure, as I said, not to just have you in the interview, but to have you appearing at the One Concept American Massage, Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Spa Conference coming up in San Diego. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. It's just so exciting for me to be able to go to a conference where not only you get to learn about what makes you be more effective as a healthcare provider, but you get to network with some of the other sisters and brother professions that are promoting the same message. So I tell you, it's one of my favorite conferences to attend every year, and I just can't wait to meet everyone that's listening there.
Well, I know it's going to be a true pleasure to meet you. For everyone listening, I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better, since we had just a very brief meeting in person the last time we saw each other. And, to get things started off, Fab, I want to just start getting your thoughts on a couple of different things. In particular, I'd like to know, how do you define wellness?
Well, I've been in this world of natural self-healing since 1987, so about 25 years. And in those days, I still remember in pre-med class, and we were doing, I forget which class it was, but one of my professors, she was a PhD, she was actually talking about the definition of health by the World Health Organization. And this definition actually was created in the 1940s. But if I remember correctly, it goes like, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And I started thinking, okay, 1946, what was going on at that time? And the foresight of the individuals that created this definition, because the reality of it is that wellness has actually become that definition. It's a definition that encompasses not only the physical attributes of an illness and how to get better from that, but also the mental and the social well-being. And right now, there's never been a time in which we need more wellness in the world. And I believe wellness is really what's making individuals recognize that we must move from a sick care system into a healthcare system that people will be more engaged and that will empower the individual to recognize that this health journey that we all have, that they have to be a participant. They can no longer keep being an spectator, sitting on the bleachers, watching their bodies just completely deteriorate, abusing, what's naturally inheriting there, not taking care of it as we get older, and then complaining that we're living and getting older with pain and not an ability to live our lives to the quality that we want to.
Wow, you said so many things in there that I wish we had hours to discuss, but in particular, the idea of moving from a sick care to a health care, that wellness care, is one that I know many in our field are really engaged in and really want to help see their patients and clients have a mindset shift in making that jump, like you said, becoming engaged and being a part of their own health care instead of depending on someone else to do all the work for them.
Well, the good news is the fact that because of the healthcare crisis that we're experiencing, not only in the United States but around the world, this healthcare crisis is primarily being led by the economic failure that it has been. We're spending more money than any country in our healthcare system, but we rank somewhere in the 50s. And not only that, well, we have a tremendous amount of people that are dying at a young age. Chronic illnesses make up almost 75 to 80% of our healthcare costs, and these are for conditions that traditional care, traditional medicines such as drugs and surgery have been found not to be that effective. So right now, we have a wonderful opportunity that we have a Surgeon General. Her name is Regina Benjamin. She's an MD. I had the opportunity to speak with her in a program together a few months ago, and we spoke about 4 hours. and she shared her vision. And her vision is to move the country more towards preventative. Now, my question for those of you that are listening is, are you ready for this change? Are you positioning yourself to be able to benefit from what's coming? And are you educating the public so they can also recognize that this is a movement that we've created from many years ago, and our forefathers that, were promoting this health and wellness concept even before our time, but now it's here. And now it's up to us to really leverage it and be able to serve more people through whatever discipline we're in.
I couldn't agree with you more. And, I was surprised to learn when we were just talking before we started the interview about your background, not just in chiropractic, but also in acupuncture and massage. I'm wondering if you could just tell everyone a little bit about the leadership position that you have now and the journey that took you to get there, so we might understand your vision a little bit more clearly.
Well, if I look back, I was raised in South America, in Colombia, and then my father's Italian descent, so I lived in Italy and Europe a couple of times. So I've gotten a chance to experience the healthcare systems of other places. I've also gotten to experience the healthcare behaviors of people and the lifestyle choices that people make. And as I moved, when I was 18, I wanted to be a doctor, and immediately I went to pre-med after high school. I learned pretty much the foundation of traditional medical care. And then I was involved in a car accident, led me to a chiropractor, and I was introduced for the first time to the concept of natural healing. And after doing a lot of interviews to chiropractors, I decided to go to chiropractic school instead of medical school, and that began my journey. And then I began to be an amazing student of what this was all about. I had to learn our history. How did we get here? What were the professions that were very popular in Europe, like homeopathy, but in the United States you hardly ever found them? What was it about naturopath, or Chinese traditional medicine? What was it about them that they were being so effective in the East, especially in China, but why weren't we leveraging that in our system in the United States? And then, of course, chiropractic, and what was it about the nervous system? Why was the nervous system so essential? And all of this data has come about in the last 20 years where science is actually moving to the concepts of natural healing, and all of us that are in that position are in the perfect position to really drive healthcare in the future. So then, after becoming a very successful practitioner for 9 years, I was asked to lead Parker University at the time. And I was doing that for over the last 14 years, and now I'm President Emeritus of Parker University in Dallas, which is an amazing school, and not only chiropractic, but other healthcare degrees that we're offering. And now I just travel the world sharing with people the message of how health really is an inside job and how to leverage, all of these natural holistic providers that are waiting to serve you instead of always relying on the traditional medical care.
Well, you definitely got a world of experience, literally, and background in this industry. And with the insights that you've gained, as well as your personal experience, I'm pretty sure you have a strong opinion on this next question. So let me ask you, Fab, what do you most wish that you could change about chiropractic or the wellness professions in general?
I've always said that our biggest challenge has always been our self-esteem. I truly believe that our self-esteem is what dictates how certain we are about who we are and what we do. And I believe it's a matter of the fact that we're constantly fighting a tremendous amount of influence out there, whether it's through print, media, TV shows, that are conditioning society to think health from an outside-in perspective. That if you just take this pill, everything will be fine. Or if you just do this surgery now, perhaps, that'll take care of all your disappointments and pain or whatever the issue is. And we all know that long-term sustainable, that is not the right thing. We're living longer right now. And the baby boomers right now are experiencing for the first time that they can't get through life like their parents did by taking 10 or 12 pills a day. They have to engage in their lifestyle choices. They have to exercise a little bit more. They have to eat a little bit better. They have to move their bodies. They have to think a little bit more positive. They have to keep their mental capacities. Right now, dementia and Alzheimer's are skyrocketing in the United States. Depression is skyrocketing in the United States. Chronic illnesses like heart disease, strokes, diabetes, cancers, arthritis, those are all skyrocketing, and we have the answers because we empower the body to function at a higher level so the body can deal with the stresses in life without making us sick. And most of these conditions, as you know, have been linked to having too much stress, which leads to inflammation in the body, and the inflammation in the body over a long-term period breaks down the body to the point that it makes us sick and it doesn't let us get well. And that's the reason why in this conference I'm going to be sharing a lot of behaviors that I've seen over the years, 25 years watching the most successful practices, not only in chiropractic, but acupuncture, massage therapy, and recognizing what are the behaviors that work, and also having a perspective of how to position yourself, how to communicate this value that we have in a way that people understand it, instead of always feeling like we're speaking a different language.
Such great information. I'm on the edge of my seat thinking, gosh, I've got to go check my schedule and make sure I can be in your classes, because I know that not only am I going to learn a lot, but it's going to send me back into my own practice really invigorated and excited to find new ways to engage my clients and get them on their own healing journeys.
Well, and also one of the commitments that I made to One Concept and its leadership is the fact that I believe that this idea of bringing all of us together as one, that we can leverage one another. So if I'm in a town and I have my brothers and sisters that are acupuncturists and massage therapists, and we're all leveraging each other's resources and patience to be able to drive our communities to be healthier, to be more productive, to be able to be with less stress in their lives, to be able to be happier, to be able to be more relaxed. Imagine what that will do with our communities. And it all starts with a vision. And when I learned about this vision, I said, I just want to be a part of it. And that's when I called them and I said, I would love to be a part of it, and I want to bring all of my years of experience to your attendees. And I know that you may be an acupuncturist right now and probably never heard of me, or a massage therapist. If you're a chiropractor, you have to be here, because this is where you're going to not only learn some amazing procedures of how to be more successful, how to reach more people, how to serve more people, how to do better in your business, but also you're going to meet amazing brothers and sisters that are in this movement towards natural healing.
I agree with you totally. It's a great place to be from the aspect of learning as well as the social health, getting to have some of that time with each other and making connections and creating community with those of our profession. It's so important. Fab,
well, it's so interesting, Felicia, because I always think of it as our support system, The biggest thing that I hear from most of our providers is the fact that they say, I feel like an island out there. I feel like I get up every day and I'm fighting the world, and the world is going in a different direction, almost opposite to where I'm wanting to move it. Well, guess what? You're not alone. In every community, there's a brother and sister out there waiting to help you if you reach out, if you invite them. If you don't want to come to the conference by yourself, go invite 2 or 3 people in your community and bring them with you. Make them part of this, and we'll reward you for doing so, because we want you to be a part of this, and we want you to experience it. Give yourself permission to no longer be the victim. That's my message. Give yourself permission to no longer be the victim. Just because the world is not where you are doesn't mean that they don't want to be where you are. It just means they don't know you. They may not even understand you, but that's where you need to come and understand, how do I position myself? How do I talk to my patients in a way they can understand this message? How do I actually promote my services and my value without feeling like I'm selling? Right. The reality of it is that it's up to you, and you have to learn techniques that maybe you don't have right now, but that's why One Concept has brought some of the most amazing leaders out there that have mastered this art, and they're ready to share it with you.
Agreed completely. Fab, you've talked about a lot of things in terms of behaviors and self-esteem and, making health a job from the inside out. I'm curious, is there one piece of advice that you would give the chiropractors and other wellness professionals who are listening that would help them achieve success and stay in this profession for the long term?
My mentor, Dr. James W. Parker, taught me one thing about success, and he said the secret to success in your practice is simply doing 2 things. One is making every patient like themselves better. So that means he will share with us that you have to treat every patient like a brother or sister, like a mother or father, like a grandfather or a grandmother, like your son or daughter. How would you greet them? What would you do for them? How would you make them feel? And love them to the point that then they can heal faster. And then the second thing was that you have to deliver and over-deliver on their expectations. So you have to ask your patients, what do they expect from you? Do they expect to get well within one session? Do they expect to be this part of their journey through life? Do they expect to be a once-a-week kind of client? Whatever the case may be, you need to understand what their expectations are, and you need to over-deliver on those. And when you do those two things, I promise you, your practice will soar, will grow, and you will like, where are all these people coming from? They're coming because you're applying yourself to your best potential, and you're giving them far more than they get anywhere else they go. And that's what differentiates you from anyone else in your community.
Absolutely. And, as a marketing coach, it's so similar to what I tell people, but you said it in such an eloquent way, I don't think I could replicate that. I absolutely love what you said about just loving your clients and make every person like themselves more. I think that is beautiful. Absolutely.
It works.
I know it does.
We've researched this for over 60 years. We have more data on what makes a practice grow and function than anyone else probably out there. But at the same time, you'll be surprised that the things that work have not really changed over the last 50 years. It's just basic things that most people are too busy trying to do more things instead of doing the things that count.
Amen. I agree totally. One last question, as I know that your time is really valuable, and that is about community. As I know you are aware, that's one of the big areas of focus at all of the One Concept conferences. It's community. So I'm curious how you see the different healing professions working together or collaborating as a community in the future.
Well, you brought a very good point. How do I see them? I don't see them doing it now, but I do see them doing it in the future. And the best way to do them is to get to know one another. When you come to the conference, you get to recognize the same intentions, the same desires, the same expectations that the acupuncturists have for going to school and being able to serve more people, that the massage therapists have. I mean, I was the president of Parker for over 13 and a half years, almost 14 years, and I read every application because my mentor read it too. And I would distinguish what it was about each individual that applied to Parker, and I can tell you that almost every single time it was they wanted to serve people. They wanted to bring this natural healing perspective to the fore. And the way that you need to get to know them so you can then get to like them. And when you get to like them, you get to trust them. And when you get to know, like, and trust someone, you want to work with them. That's the same thing that your clients want from you. Your clients want to know you, they want to like you, and they want to trust you. And when they do that, not only do they come in, but they refer everyone they come in contact with to your office. So for us to be able to work together, we need to understand each other. We have to get away from this idea of competitiveness. There's many patients that are not going to respond 100% to chiropractic care. So we incorporate massage therapy to our recommendations. We incorporate acupuncture to our recommendations. I got certified as an acupuncturist because I was fascinated. How did these Chinese knew over 5,000 years ago where to put these little needles? And it wasn't until, the 70s or the 80s until science actually validated what they have been saying for over 5,000 years. And it works. And it works not just for pain. I know a lot of people use acupuncture for pain management, but it works for balancing that energy flow that allows our body to be able to respond to the stresses out there in a better way. So we need to learn to work with each other. We need to invite each other to each other's programs. We need to perhaps collaborate and have where we have practices that are integrative in nature instead of competing and all of us in their little shopping center office all by ourselves feeling lonely and sorry for ourselves. And we need to reach out to the community and offer our services and invite people to participate in our care. Most people expect people to walk into your office for no reason at all. That's not reality. You have to reach out to them. They got to know you care before they care to know you. I often said that. And the way you show you care is by reaching out and inviting them. You know, we come across people all day long, whether we are in the mall, whether we are in a basketball game, or whether we are putting gas in our car. And we don't reach out to people and say, hey, by the way, who's your chiropractor? Do you have a massage therapist? You know, who's your acupuncturist? You know, I would love to be able to help you. Here's my card. Why don't you give me your card, and I'd love to send you some information that may help you want to be healthy. So they get to, you know, first you got to date them before you start, you know, asking for a longer date or perhaps a dinner or even more. But most of the time, you know, we just don't understand how to build that relationship, and it's not that difficult. So I want you all to come. I want you to come to this conference in San Diego because we're going to give you the answers. And it's not going to be hard. It's going to be simple steps that if you take them, you're going to take your business and probably double or triple it in a very short amount of time.
How could you turn down an invitation like that? I definitely couldn't. If I wasn't already going to be there, I'd be buying my plane ticket right now. Fab, thank you so much.
Well, that's what I love about you, because you're a great student, and that's what we need to be. We need to recognize that what we don't know, and we need to just learn that and not keep saying, why is this not working?
That's right. Well, you're speaking my language for sure. I'm looking forward to sharing some conversation and time with you in San Diego. And for people listening, I know they're going to want to get in touch with you or learn more about you at the conference, but certainly before, you know, maybe right after we finish this interview. So could you share your best contact or website information with everyone so they can reach out?
Yeah, if you go to my website, I'll have a gift for you. Just go to drfabmancini.com, drfabmancini.com, and when you put in your name and your email address, I'm going to send you a 2-hour audio, a presentation that I did that has some of the greatest self-healing tips that you can imagine, and that will help you at least understand this paradigm shift that we're all working. And when you come to the conference in San Diego, I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts because I'm interested in you serving more people. And if you allow me, if you engage with me, I promise you that I will help you, just like I've helped thousands of people over the years, be able to reach a higher level of success where they can feel good every morning they get up, because not only are they living the quality of life that they expect, because they're serving more people. And that's really the key to success.
Fantastic. Thank you again, Fab. I so appreciate you being here.
Oh, thank you for the invitation, Felicia, and I look forward to more conversations like this with you.
Absolutely. And for everyone listening, if you'd like to learn more from Dr. Fab Mancini, please join us for the One Concept American Massage, Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Spa Conference in San Diego, California, September 13th through 15th. Just go to oneconcept.com. That's the word one, spelled out O-N-E, concept.com for more information and to register. Hope to see you there.